And we want to welcome you on back to the Rent Stew podcast, the podcast that only tells you to pay your rent. He's Erick, I'm Owen, and today is the day, 2023 regular show episode draft. Let's get pumped. Let's get excited. Let's have a clean, sophisticated draft. I want to see nothing, bad, no unsportsmanlike conduct, nothing like that. Clean draft.
You're absolutely right there, Owen. I know exactly where this is coming from, and I just want to preference some of the rules going into this. So as we start each draft, we will identify the season, and then we'll flip a coin, heads or tails, depending on who gets to start first, picking their first episode in the draft. If Owen picks something, I am unable to pick that same episode, and we will go on for 5 episodes, and we'll do this for all 8 seasons of regular show. So, with that being said, Owen, heads or tails, starting off for season 1.
I know the stats definitely told me to go with heads on this one, but I'm gonna go against the stats right here and go tails. I'm feeling it.
And I'm flipping the coin on the computer, and it is heads.
All right, you go first. But that doesn't mean we're out yet. I can still have a fantastic draft. I think he's gonna slip up here and there. I got a feeling.
And with my first pick in the regular show season 1 draft, I pick Just Set Up the Chairs.
Like that pick a lot. Wasn't gonna lie, that was definitely one of my picks. But hey, we rebound back with this. So I'm gonna go with my first overall pick. I'm gonna go with the classic, The Power. How can you not?
Wonderful pick. I did account for that, and I kind of lowered that in my rankings. I'm coming back. Second pick, the Unicorns Have Got to Go.
I think you could have gotten that at a later round pick, got to be honest, but I think you reached just a little bit for that pick. But hey, I'm not going to hate. So with my pick, this was a tough one for sure. I had a few in my head, but I got to go with Free Cake.
Wonderful pick. Definitely on my list. Definitely in my top 5 for this season. So I'm going to have to cut that one out. Kind of unfortunate that it came down to this being a third pick. My third pick, and I think one of the strongest picks on the board here, I'm taking Mordecai and the Rigby's.
I did think about that, but I'm going to counter with you on that and pick the better pick. What you should have taken there, to be perfectly honest, because that was a bad pick. When this episode's still sitting here, caffeinated concert tickets. I have to take that. You missed that.
That was my next pick. It's okay because I am popping back off with this. Nothing when I was a child made me more want to do karate than watching Death Punchies. Classic mullets, jorts.
Again, I think you missed out on a better pick here. I think you're 2 for 4 on this case right now. I'm going to hit you with the better pick. Grilled cheese deluxe, better pick, better episode, better pizza, better ingredients, Papa John's.
I completely disagree there. I think that one is lower, and I don't think that was the right pick there. But disagree. It's okay because I'm coming back in with a classic episode. I'm taking Meet Your Maker as my 5th pick.
Yeah, I think this is the easy pick here. We've got. I think this is a pretty easy pick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with Prank Callers. I think that's a pretty easy pick there.
It's a good pick. I think a little played out in my opinion, but that is a great pick.
I think it's the right pick. I don't think there's really anything else there there's nothing else that really sticks out to me as much as that does. So.
Well, the 2 that I expected to be in the final 2 were the last 2 unpicked, being Rigby's Body and Don. Looking at this draft from a professional standpoint, I think that we have 2 great mini seasons we had created. So what again were your top 5 picks there, starting from the first one?
Right. So I went with The Power. You have to go. They even made a callback. I mean, is it the best episode of all time? No, but it's classic. It's iconic. You kind of had to go with it there. You can't argue with it. I then bounced and went Free Cake. Probably the best episode in the season. I'm not gonna lie. This is a monumental classic. Everybody loves this. For the Free Cake moniker is insane. And I'll be driving down the street someday and I'll just hear people yelling Free Cake like they know what peak is. I understand. So I definitely went with that. And then I can't believe you left this on the board. I think an absolute idiot. That's what you are. Caffeinated concert tickets. You left that on the board. You reached with your third pick. I think you left that onto the board. That's going to make my draft just a little bit better than yours. And then I bounced back and went with Grilled Cheese Deluxe. I think he's a talented guy. I think he's one of the best. Probably in season 1, and I think you're dissing on him a little too much. And then I went with Prank Callers. Very iconic. Definitely forgotten a little bit, I would say, but it's season 1. All these are great episodes, but I think
All
this
incredible.
one's better.
I think breaking down, I think that yours definitely fits your taste a little bit more. I had to go with probably a top 5 or 3 episode for me in the first pick, which is Just Set Up the Chairs. I think that there's nothing beating that episode really in this season, especially with the idea of the game coming to life. I think it's so regular show.
I mean,
Pops in it is
gotta
wonderful.
You got to look at it as the 1A, and the 1B is the power, and it just set up the chairs. You can't really look at it either other way. I think if you're doing a draft like this, you're doing it wrong if you're not picking those 2 first. I just think you're
honestly
doing it wrong.
And I mean I think the incredible quotes that come out of both episodes, but I think one of my favorite scenes in the entire regular show is when Muscle Man goes to pick up the clown in episode 1. I think it's a strong pick. I think that's a good pick. My second pick being The Unicorns Have Got to Go. This was a personal pick for me. I love this episode. One of the best episodes in the show. Easily.
I think it could have gone 4th or 5th in this.
Well,
I don't think it's that good. I like it, but it's not that good.
I understand. That was my pick. That's what I went for. And then third, I took Mordecai and the Rigby's. I mean, the fact that this one did not go higher is mind-boggling to me. If you look at the stats,
is too much good in season 1.
You look at the stats on this episode. Obviously, that it had a great season. It's still applicable today. I think that this one's only going to grow in a matter of time. Farming it with the next generation coming up. There's nothing more iconic than the classic "Your eyes staring into my eyes." It's just great.
I mean,
it's a great
honestly
song.
from a secondary source. Spotify just doesn't want to make this the most listened to song. And even though it is, right? And they're just like, they want to promote other, musicians and stuff like that. But this is easily in the top 10 most streamed songs.
Which is why you gotta dig.
Year.
You gotta see what really is the potential there, because there's a lot of times where the media or the market tries to put out what they want to see on the face. When it should be Mordecai and the Rigby's on the face of the league right now. Completely understated. But I think that's a strong pick. And then at 4, I had Death Punchies. Great episode, great clips.
Good value pick. Very good value pick.
That one really added value. Yeah, like I said, added value. Along with the quotes as well. Would you like to do the death dump or the death jump? I think someone just death clogged the toilet. No, it's a classic. I think it's definitely worthy to be up there in the top 5. And then finishing it off with Meet Your Maker. I think that one was one of my favorite episodes as a kid. I love Tim Curry's performance. Tim Curry's performance as the leader of the hot dogs. They're premium hot dogs. I think there's so much to love in that episode. It's gonna be value moving forward to next season.
I think it's a very good draft so far. I think we both got some good picks, and I think we should move on to season 2.
Agreed. Heads or tails?
I think I got to stick with the tails market.
Yet again, it is heads. So I'm going first.
That is fine. I'm honestly, some people might say going second is a blessing at some points. I think it might be.
Because you get to snag that final pick there. Maybe you're looking at some things I overlooked. But in the first round of the second season of the 2023 regular show draft, I'm picking Party Pete. An absolute classic, an iconic character, iconic quotes, iconic scenes. One of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, good pick. That's a very good pick. I definitely had it up there as one of the ones I was going to think about taking first. But I think just from the iconicness, I just think from just kind of, it's almost like a character introduction for this character. And he's the best character in all of regular show. My first pick, I'm going My Mom.
Oh, what an absolute classic. I overlooked that up. I'm not going to lie. I overlooked that one. I think it's just because I've seen it so much. But that is a wonderful pick.
That's fair.
Incredible scenes. Fair.
I think it almost stands as a reintroduction to Muscleman's character, even though he's been around for a little bit. And again, he's the best character in regular show. So
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm gonna switch some things around just so I can snipe this one out right now. My number 2 pick is going to be Rage Against the TV. Nothing beats.
That was
Hammer.
my next pick.
I thought I knew that would probably end up being your next.
It's the Hammer.
I did not want to miss out on that pick. So Using my advantage I had there in the leading in that draft, I had to snipe that one
Yep.
from your access.
Some would say that was very smart, and I would say that was also very smart. But there's still, I think you kind of had a double-edged sword here. I think you could go either way, but as you left out the Night Owl, that's my second pick.
Absolute classic. I knew you were
episode.
picking it. I left it out of my list so I wouldn't have to see it go. I knew it was probably going to go second or third.
There's another one that I was contemplating. There was two that I was contemplating, but I don't know if you're going to take it here next. I think you might though.
Man, I going into iconics, I think for the third pick, I'm going to have to take More Smarter. I think that's just an all around great
you took
episode.
a different direction. And I think you left me wide open pick here.
Oh wow! What are you taking for your
third? My third pick, I'm going to go with the duck episode. I just wrote it down in my notes as duck. I forget the name real quick.
Bunch of baby ducks. Yes, that
was
on my list.
It's the introduction of some of the goats, and so yeah, I just wrote it down as ducks in my notes. So it's a bunch of baby ducks. Fantastic.
Okay,
episode.
Well, you're forcing my hand. Do I take the obvious picks or maybe a more personal pick here for the fourth pick? I think I'm gonna have to take one that is impactful to me. For my fourth pick, I'm taking Brain Eraser. I think this is an iconic episode. Planet Chasers, Moonlight, excellent. There's something about this episode. I remember the first time I saw it as a kid, I thought it was a crime that I watched it.
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. But the more I grow, it ages with me. And I realize how perfectly funny and balanced that episode is as a whole.
So there's two. My mind's really at an arm wrestle right now, and I'm stuck between these two ones. These are probably two of my favorite personal episodes. I knew they were gonna fall a little bit because I didn't think you were gonna remember them, but I think with this pick, my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with Karaoke Video.
That was my fifth pick right there. You took that one from me, and I am quite upset. I was going to take that one a lot higher, but I didn't want to take the risk.
I think this is the steal of the whole video so far. I think this was the best pick, I think, of all time right now.
That is a wonderful pick, wonderful episode. I didn't know if you're going to have it in your top five, so I was holding out, and that was that was a bad play on my
I swapped it with another one, and I'm kind of hoping you don't take it here. So
there's a chance I might take it. For my fifth pick, my final pick, I'm taking.
You are,
but I have a receipt. A classic.
Okay,
episode.
You didn't take it.
I didn't take it, but I think I took, in my opinion, one of the stronger picks here out of this season. I think it's just great comedy, great lines, fun, very fun, and then the ending when he stabs the guy with the ruler is pretty iconic in my eyes.
It was at my 6, so I think in my list I did, but I'm shocked that this made it here. I can't believe this pick or this episode made it here. I'm gonna go with L.O. Governor. I don't know how it made it here. I really don't know how it made it here.
I'm always backing fourth myself with L.O. Governor. It was definitely going to be one of my picks, but I kind of went towards a different route, and I think that was a good play on your part there. I think we both have very solid teams here.
I think I completely destroyed you in this one, if I'm being completely honest. I think you could pull the card if we both had good teams. I completely destroyed you in this one. I think I have the better episodes. And I think the analysts are going to say that too. They're going to be like, man, Eric really fumbled the bag on this one, and he really dropped the ball, and he really could have made a better draft here.
I think what you're playing for is more of the in the now players. I think I probably took some ones that are going to have some longevity on them. I think they're going to be ones that I'm still using references to. The further I go on, I think that they're only going to grow with me more.
I mean, I can see that, but I also think that in a sense that these are the most talked about episodes even now. When everybody looks back on this fantastic show, they're like, yeah, I remember My Mom as being one of the best and Night Owl as being some of the best in the whole series.
I think Night Owl can slip through the cracks for me personally.
I think it's blending in with you, and I also think you had some weaker picks in there. Like I think Brain Eraser is a good episode. I don't think you should have taken it that early. I think you should have been like a fifth round pick at best.
Man, I disagree there. Heavy disagree, but I did get Rage Against the TV.
We'll see what the draft analysts say about that, but I don't think they'll be mad with mine, but I think they'll be pretty mad with you, honestly.
I think I have the hammer. I mean, you can't go wrong with having the hammer in here.
Yeah, that was one I was going to take pretty early.
I have Party Pete, and I couldn't.
Party Pete at the 2.1, I think was a dumb pick. I think the analysts will be all over you for that pick, and the pick there was my mom. I'm truly, I'm very disappointed in you as two people who are big fans of the show. I'm truly disappointed in you because you did that.
Okay, you know what? The horse plays out. This is out the window now because I just realized something. Both of you and I both messed up big time. Very big time. I couldn't even read my own handwriting, so I skipped past this one. We left one of the best episodes of all time on the board.
Which ones?
It's summertime, and you know what that means. Gonna head onto the beach, gonna do some beachy things. It's summertime, loving.
But
loving
out of the five I draft, I like the ones I drafted more. I gotta be honest.
I don't think I believe I messed up and you messed up without taking this one. But that's personal opinion.
We'll see, but we'll see what the analysts. We'll see what the analysts said. I think we should move on to season 3, which some might say is the best season of regular show. I got to be perfectly honest. Some might say that this is the best season of regular show. And for me personally, this was the hardest one to do. Except for season 8, because I just didn't really know. I didn't know much about season 8. He's an unusual player. He's an out-of-pocket guy. But this was the hardest one for me to do.
Agreed.
Put that out there. And we have the introduction of, real quick, we have the introduction of specials. So that made all of these a lot harder to compare and contrast where we should take this at.
We got some crazy ones. I didn't really take any specials throughout this season. And be honest. So
I didn't.
Heads or tails?
None of them are on my draft board because I think they start. I mean, they start.
Season 4 is the best season for specials, and we'll get to that when we get to season 4.
Totally agree. All right,
heads or tails?
I'm gonna go with this. I'm going with the tails market on this. I believe it's gonna hit some point soon.
Yet again, it is on heads. So
I think you are slightly rigging this, but you're still making bad draft picks. So I am standing still.
I am not rigging this at
all. As
all.
one would say, I am still standing.
Well, I have to take this pick. This one was a hard pick for me, if I'm being honest. But I think just the iconicness of it, and I think me taking this pick is not beginner's luck. No. My number one pick here is Weekend at Benson's, a classic episode, classic lines, and a wonderful song selection throughout it.
I'm gonna counteract with that by taking my 3.1. I'm gonna take excellent. I think this is my personal favorite episode in regular show. But I think the thing that we should highlight here is that if you're kind of like we said in season 1 and season 3, the 1A, 1B is excellent or Weekend at Benson's. I don't think there's another clear-cut choice. I think it's the 1A, 1B. You can take either one in any order. They're both amazing episodes. I think we made some great picks here.
I'm going out of pocket, not yet, but later on. I have to take an obvious 3.2 here, going with Wrap It Up as my next episode. Iconic. Yep. Pops is iconic. The fact that they had Childish Gambino and Tyler, the Creator, in this episode also just makes it classic.
They really pulled out all the stops for it.
Wonderful.
So this one is a little. This is definitely. I could go a multitude of different directions here, and I think any of these might be a little bit of a reach. But I'm gonna go with my gut. Model. That was clean.
Wonderful pick. I remember the first time I saw this episode, I laughed so hard. That is a great pick. Great spot on your team there. I just have to take one that was a little more iconic for me the first time I watched it. And in mine, I would have to say, this wouldn't be a fun time if it weren't for fun rules.
Yeah. Very good episode.
My 3.3, I'm taking Fuzzy Dice. Wonderful episode. Wonderful moments. I think the end with the SWAT team pulling up on the animatronics, blowing them up. Iconic, absolutely wonderful episode.
And they did get smoked.
Perfect take.
They did get smoked. Yes, indeed. I think I'm kind of in a crossroads here. There's a lot of different positions I can go here, but this might be a little bit of a reach. But it's my favorite character in the show. I said it before. Muscle Man will always be my favorite character in the show, so I have to go with Prankless.
Wonderful pick. I saw that one coming.
Yeah, it's really a over exaggeration of a pranks war, but it is done so well, and it tugs on your heartstrings a little bit, man. Like it, and I think the analysts really like this pick because they are real.
Just assuming what the analysts like.
They're a real sucker for these type of episodes and these type of more emotional ones, if you will, and it is done so well.
Okay, so for my next pick here, go back and forth. I think this episode's iconic. I think it's wonderful. It's inspired so many great T-shirts and stickers. For my fourth pick, I am going to take Trash Boat. I think it's a wonderful episode.
Yep.
I love Rigby. Just the idea
That
of him
was my next
changing his
pick,
name
probably.
To Trash Boat is wonderful in my eyes. I think the analysts love this pick as well. So what do you?
I would say
here
so.
on the fourth?
So I think there's one I really want to take here, but I don't think you're going to take it because I know your history with that episode. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce back and take one of probably this is a tough pick. I think there's two that I'm in between, but I think for the iconicness of this one particular line, I'm going to go with the best burger in the world.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful Himalayan ketchup, man. I think it's just
that's the line I was talking about. We love the we love the Himalayans. I mean, we might even be sponsored by the Himalayans here at regular show draftboard.com or wherever this place is called. Yes. So we really love this pick. We really love Himalayan ketchup and the best burger in the world. It sounds amazing, and I really wish we could try it.
If only I could get it Idaho style. Well, yes, I think this is going to come down to, I think, either a personal pick. I'm between 3 at the moment, which kind of hurts being between 3. Yeah. But I think I'm going to have to take the most uncomfortable episode in the entire regular show. I'm taking Butt Dial as my 5th pick. Wonderful episode. Puts a pit in your stomach.
That pick.
It makes you want to just crawl into a hole and never come out. I think it's a wonderful pick. I think it ages with me as well. Like, it was funny as a kid, but now I'm like, oh man, just imagine this happened to me. Yeah. And I think it's just wonderful. It's straight out of an Impractical Jokers episode.
Oh, 100%. This one hurts me a little bit, right? Because I think I want to please the analyst a little bit more for this pick. There's one pick I really want to have in here, but I got to please the people a little bit more. I'm going to go with Slam Dunk as my last pick.
Wonderful episode.
And that was the pick I was talking about. You just don't have the best history with that. This pains me, though, because I had to leave Big Winner on the board, one of my own personal favorite episodes. I love that episode, but I think, like I said, I got to please the people. I got to please the analysts a little bit more. So I think I got to go with Slam Dunk. They would have thrown a fit if we didn't draft that episode.
I think the ones I left here on the board that killed me was I left Cool Bikes on the board, which is a wonderful
That's another
episode.
really good one.
And
I mean, honestly, this episode this season is so good. We could have, I think any one of these picks would have made sense. Like, we left Think Positive, Fortune Cookie on here. Those are 2 amazing episodes. Video Game Wizards, fantastic.
Now here's what we left on the board.
Underrated.
This is one I left
underrated
on the board
episode
that I'm sad about. We left I left Dead at 8 on the board, which I think has the best opening.
That's another super underrated one. I mean, there's like Busted
best
Cart
opening
is iconic.
Oh, it's a wonderful all around one. But unfortunately,
Muscle Mentor, Trucker Hall of Fame. Like, I think if you're doing a draft of season 3, I think there's pretty much there's a few episodes that you might not want to put on here, but I think any of these fit. And this was the hardest season to draft for. This was the peak, and I think this is where they're really this is where they're at their peak, and I think they really were cooking here. And it makes doing these drafts hard because there's so many good, high quality picks. And if the analysts are mad about this one, I'm going to come after them in particular because this was difficult to do.
Okay, well, we're moving on now to my favorite season, and let's take a look here. Well, let's take a look here. Are you heads or tails?
I feel like you're rigging it at this point, so I'm going to go with heads.
You will not believe this because it just landed on tails.
I feel like, look, I feel like I'm winning most of these, so I'm okay with it. If I was not having good picks and you're sniping all my picks, there might be a hole through your computer in my computer. Let's just put it like that.
I think I'm sniping a big pick here. I know that your first pick will still be good. I'm taking the Christmas special. That's my first pick here. I know there's a perfect secondary for this one. Except I am a big Lord of the Rings fan, and the parallels between that episode and Lord of the Rings are just too good to pass up. And Pum, Santa has a 6-pack.
Yep.
I think I know exactly what your second pick here is going to be.
But I'm going to counter with another special. Exit 9B. You kind of have to.
Wonderful.
It's the introduction of Thomas, a fantastic character. Wonderful episode.
I think these were, again, another great.
It's the 1A, 1B.
And B.
Yep.
Wonderful. I think that this is where it gets crazy now because I think mine is completely different from yours here, based off of personal preference. I think my next pick is going to be a 150-piece kit. That drum solo is absolutely incredible. I'm a drummer myself, and I have to agree. I think this kid's got a lot of talent. I think it's a wonderful pick here.
Yeah.
Definitely is going to improve the team in certain aspects. I think it's all around great.
It's definitely
episode.
one that's just gonna light that fire on your whole team, and just like he's that good motivator guy. So I think with this one, I could go many different directions, and I don't think any of these picks are necessarily bad or wrong picks. I think there's a lot of good picks here, but I think just for the funny and just kind of how this episode is, I'm gonna go with Family Barbecue at my second pick.
Oh man, that was my next pick, man. That was a great snipe there. Taking that one from me. Wonderful episode, Man and Ball.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's iconic.
Episode. It's iconic.
Anytime I'm at a pool, I have to yell "Man and Ball" and hop in a pool
Yeah.
out of a helicopter. It's just
like,
it's just part of the tradition.
There's some other ones that I left on the board here, so I hope you don't take them. Just put it like that.
Well, I think it's definitely a possibility because I'm taking another holiday special. My third pick here is going to be Firework Run.
Another
wonderful
fantastic
episode.
It's one of the best holiday ones. Got to put it out there. It's probably in the third, maybe four.
It's a wonderful pick there. Iconic, hilarious, very good pick.
So I'm going to counter back with a fantastic one. If you are a fan of Milk, I'm going to go with Guys Night.
Oh,
classic episode. Guys Night.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I mean, I love this episode, and maybe it's because we have the dude bias. Maybe
that's the team chemistry you need right now, though. That is going to pull it together, get everybody on the same page, because it is indeed Guys Night.
Family Barbecue and Eggs and 9B don't get along too well, so I'm going to make sure they, Guys Night's there just to make sure they get along.
It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pick. I think I'm going to have to bounce back here with my 4. I'm taking Fool Me Twice. Wonderful episode. Yep. Absolutely hilarious. It's just all around. I think it's a perfect episode. It's definitely one of those 10 out of 10 episodes out here. Very, very funny.
So I think this one, definitely, I don't know if this one was on your radar or not, but again, it might be a little bit of my bias. I think the analysts will probably be pretty mad with me on this one because I think there's a little bit more of an obvious pick here, but I'm going to go with Kill It Radio with my main man, Donnie.
Donnie G. He's up there,
Donnie
man.
G.
That one's definitely, it was on there. It was on my list, but it was one of my backup ones. So I'm not too worried about it. I think going off of that, though, for my final pick, I'm in between probably 3 or 4 here, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to take I think I got to take Pie Contest as my 5th pick.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hilarious.
I think it's a great one. But I kind of think with your take on Kill It Radio, I think it was unneeded. I honestly do think it was unneeded, but I think it was also very good. So there's 2 I'm in between right now, but I think I'm going to go with the more iconic one and the better one. Probably in the eyes of most people, especially the analysts, they go crazy over this episode. I'm going to go with A Bunch of Full Grown Geese.
Oh, wonderful episode. Wonderful pick. It was definitely up there for me as well. I just think some of these other ones I prefer to watch.
Yes.
But it's a wonderful episode.
I unfortunately had to leave out another one of my personal favorites, Limousine Lunchtime. I was very close to taking that with my last pick.
Definitely
I would say definitely one of the most underrated regular show episodes of all time. I don't think enough people talk about it. And I bring it up all the time, especially to the analysts down south in Florida, but they get really mad about when I bring it up because they don't think it's that good. It is a fantastic episode. Go watch it.
I think the people that's going to have a hard time with me on this for not picking these episodes is I think out in Oakland, they're a little upset.
Yeah.
That I messed out on TGI Tuesday, which is a wonderful episode with great emotional ties to it, along with good comedy.
Sometimes you got to make hard decisions as these draft people. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but we got to make hard decisions, and sometimes we just got to completely ignore people because they're horrible opinions. We are 2 very sophisticated regular show fans, and we know what we're talking about.
And Sacramento is definitely throwing a fit over there without the inclusion
for sure.
of Ace Balthazar Lives. I think that's a great one. They're definitely upset, but it's okay because we're throwing them our honorable mentions. And maybe they'll make it in next year's draft if we further progress.
So let's move on to season 5, which is probably one of the easier ones for me to draft for. I think there's a lot of highs. Agreed. And there's some pretty definite lows that you can just ignore and you don't have to put in your draft. So
yeah, I 100% agree here on the season 5 take. But we're going into this. I'm videotaping this to send you afterwards, so I'm not cheating. Heads or tails, my boy?
Let's go with heads.
Okay, there we go. And we're flipping it. and it is tails. So yet again, for the fifth
I,
time in a
I
row,
we might need to get
I
some backup checks on this guy because this is a pretty easy first pick and it's definitely an unfortunate one. I believe this one.
yeah, I think I agree. I'm taking Thanksgiving. And I don't even think it's very close throughout this
I'm
season.
very mad about this because maybe my face doesn't tell, and especially if you're living in the LA region because you all hate this episode. This makes me really mad because I have to just the bias here in the amount of rigging on this guy's side. But we're gonna bounce back with an S tier draft. I think I'm gonna bounce back with this one's tough. I think there's an obvious one. I think in most people's cases, but I'm not gonna take it just yet. I'm gonna go with expert or liar here.
Man, that was a great. That was I'm between two for my second
Yeah.
pick, but I believe that I'm taking here for my second pick. I'm taking the more how you say obvious one. I think the people over in Columbus would 100% agree here that Power Tower is the best pick.
That was
coming up
I was
next.
bouncing between those two. I think those are the two best non-specials in the season. I would say
100% agreed.
Expert or Liar or Power Tower. I think those are just two fantastic episodes. But I think I'm gonna bounce back in a very big way with one of my personal favorites. I would definitely say I've been saying that about a lot of episodes, but it might be even in the top 5. I'm gonna go with Bank Shot.
Wonderful episode, great inclusion for both Don and the basketball in the episode.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful pick.
Any
very
Rigby
underrated
development
episode.
is welcomed here, and especially all you folks who are living in Canada hate Rigby. Don't understand why. We love Rigby here.
I don't see the hate. Big Rigby fan, but you know how it is. I think it's mainly stemming from Drake's hate that he has for Rigby.
He has a big. I don't know what his deal is. He's a weird fan.
He really likes Mordecai, but Drake's more of a fan of Mordecai's more emotional and relationship stories throughout it. He's kind of into that. In fact, I did see a video of him crying once while he was watching the part where he kisses Margaret before she leaves to college. I did see a video of him crying to that. Which is a little bit understandable, but yet again, I think that
I just think that's
the
an
hate's
absolute,
unneeded.
Horrible thing to see. Just an absolute blasphemy. I mean, I honestly think,
yes,
it's blasphemy.
Bring my boy Rigby to Canada. He needs to get his redemption.
Anyways,
taking on my third pick here, I have to take a great episode. I'm taking Silver Dude. Wonderful
fantastic
episode. Incredible inclusions and the voice acting from I can't remember what his name is. He's the character that's the guy,
the Silver Dude.
Yes, the Silver Dude. He's one. I'm not talking about Silver Dude. I'm talking about the god of street performing, who is voiced by the guy from Jurassic Park. That's not the secret word. That guy. I think it's a wonderful pick. Great team building off that pick there.
So I'm gonna go with definitely a very. I think this is another underrated one, but I think it deserves to be here. I'm gonna go with The Heart of a Stuntman.
Oh, wonderful episode! That was my next pick. Incredible snipe there. Great addition to your team.
Yeah,
there.
I don't think people talk about this enough. I think the stats definitely show that this episode doesn't get talked about enough. So
I think the people that really matter, though, the analysts would agree that this is a very impactful episode.
The analysts
show
probably really like this pick. I would think there might be some one or two that don't like it, but they really like this pick.
And taking that there, what are we on the fourth pick here?
Fourth pick
for this. Okay, man, I gotta go with one that's one of my personal favorites. You probably don't have it in your thing, and I'm be honest, you'll probably call me weird or telling me I'm an L. But I just know that the state of Vermont, everybody in the state of Vermont's with me in this pick. I'm taking Video 101. Great.
No, I'm
episode.
not going to call you weird for that one. I mean, I think the analysts definitely will. They hate that episode for whatever reason. I even heard a blasphemy point at one point. Some dude said it was in his bottom 10 regular show episodes.
Wow. Who was that actually? Can you tell me who that was?
I can't. I unfortunately
I need to write them an email. Can you please just give me their name?
I can't name drop because I have a contract and I unfortunately can't. I'm sorry, that contract gets in the way. I think that's a fantastic pick. I think it's a fantastic pick, but I mean, hey, it gives me some extra money. I'm going to take probably the obvious one here. I don't think you're going to take it. I'm going to take the skip special.
Oh, wow. That is a great one. I did overlook it a little bit. I think
not super rewatchable, but
that's what I was
the lore and the story and the emotion behind it, you have to put it on your list. I knew your history with it, so I figured that you wouldn't take it here.
I went and watched the kid once, and I loved watching him. I watched him again, and it was just it was a bit much. And so I think
I would
having to
agree.
take this pick here. Well, I'm going for my last pick here. It's crazy that we got to this point. Um, Man, I think I'm gonna take survival skills. I think this is a great
Yeah,
episode. They just had to go get some tortillas, and it turned into the craziest thing ever.
it's a regular show
Very
episode.
regular show episode. Very
Very regular show episode.
yes.
But I think I'm stretching it a little thin here. I do like this episode. I don't want to put any hate on this episode. I know all the homies down in Atlanta really like this episode, but I'm gonna go with every meat burrito.
Wonderful pick. Wonderful pick.
Yeah. I think it's the best on the board. Look, season 5, we're gonna reel it back from the draft talk for a minute. Was a letdown, and it was definitely hard to make this pick. I think there's a lot of bad episodes in this, and it was hard to have a competitive draft. The clear number one pick was the Thanksgiving special, which is a top 5 episode of all time. And I think Eric's just gonna have a better draft pick a better draft because of it, and there's nothing I can do about it. So
Understandable. Well, anyway, we're moving on here to 6, and this is a crazy question: heads or tails?
I don't even care at this point. Just give me tails. I'm probably still gonna lose.
I
Is it heads?
Dude, you literally can't make this up. It's heads.
I
Alrighty.
The analysts are gonna be mad at this more than anything else because they think that this what is this like the I'm gonna have a just say
They
your
can
pick.
check the data cache and completely understand. Wow, man. I believe yet again I'm getting another perfect steal here. I'm taking Dump to the Altar. A great emotional episode. An emotional episode.
It's
one of the best picks out there, and it has its cringe and comedy elements in it as well.
I don't think it's as bad as the last season. I think it's still a fantastic episode, but I don't think it's like as good of a steal as the Thanksgiving special. So I think I have some stuff to work with here. I think there's this one I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna go with the Thomas intern special. I think it is
wow.
another
Wonderful
fantastic special. I was definitely between another one, and I hope you don't snipe it, but I kind of had to take this. We love this episode here.
Well, the crazy thing is, I don't think I don't think I'm gonna take it because I have some good. I think there's so many good one-offs in this one.
I would agree.
And one of them being the end of Muscle Man. Absolutely iconic.
I had that one on my
episode.
board. I was thinking about taking that in the 3rd round possibly, but I'm not super worried about it right now. So I think with this one, I have to go. There's definitely a few that I wouldn't want to go with here. But I think I got to go with this one. It is probably one of the funniest episodes in regular show. I got to go with Mordecai and Rigby Down Under.
Oh, wonderful pick. That was my next up on the board.
We do
absolutely
indeed punch
incredible.
the Prime Minister here.
Absolutely incredible pick.
You should all punch the Prime Minister.
It's unfortunate that I missed out on this one, but I'm going to bounce back and put another classic in there. Lift with Your Back. Wonderful.
That was
episode.
definitely up there for me.
Iconic.
I adore that episode. It is fantastic.
That's one of my father's favorite episodes, and I
shout out Brad.
Shout out Brad. I agree that this is a good pick. And moving forward.
Kind of for the same reason as the skip special one, I kind of have to go with this for the lore building here. I definitely think this is more rewatchable. I have to go with New Bra on Campus. I love this episode.
Oh, wonderful episode! Absolutely wonderful. That was one of my backups. Unfortunately, I think
that
there's
is
some
an
that
absolute
carry
shame
over.
and blasphemy to have that as your backup. I think most of America. I did a survey last month where I was talking about this episode in particular. 57% of people said that this is in their top 10. The other 32% said it was in their top 20. And I think that is blasphemy to say that this episode is that bad. And it was your backup for season 6.
Well, here's
you should
the
be
deal.
ashamed of yourself. Actually,
I broke it down with James Johnson on Channel 32 News just last week. Actually, I was on there. So thankful that I was a special guest on this episode. Their
he's a great guy. I love that. I love that. I love the work they do over there.
Where we were talking, we were kind of breaking down some of these episodes, and he just said we kind of just brought into the fact of I think that there's just some better comedy and nostalgia in some of these other episodes, especially with my next pick here. I'm going with White Elephant Gift Exchange.
Another fantastic episode.
It's so good. It is the second best Christmas episode they did. And I really enjoy it. I think that the song playing along with Muscle Man getting pranked out of his mind is absolutely incredible. And
it is a very good episode. I would agree. And Definitely was waiting a little bit on that one, but I'm gonna go with another special here. The absolute rip on anime on this was insane. The regular show anime war lasted for quite some time, but they're at peace now. They're both standing next to each other in harmony, and they both respect each other so much. It's the brilliant century duck crisis. Man, what an episode! And I think I feel like this really had a. It was the first combination of two great things: anime and regular show, and they came together after this and respected each other way more than anything else. And I think they were able to take down some of the other overrated TV shows and media, and I really appreciate that for this episode.
In fact, I was actually going in between the relationship between regular show and anime. I was on a panel at a creative convention in Houston the other week, and one of the other people on the panel was actually JG Quintel, and it was wonderful getting to meet him. I think I'd met him one time before that in Dallas, just on the other side of Texas there. And we were talking, and somebody had brought up some other questions to him about this episode in particular and his relationship with anime. And it actually turns out that a little bit after this episode was introduced, he went through and watched all of Naruto, and it kind of changed his perspective and shifted it. And he was going on, and he was talking about some of the other shows that he's seen. He's actually a big Death Note fan, and he likes some of the more psychological stuff. But he actually has a really good and similar anime taste to me, which was pretty impressive to see. But I think going on, my last pick here, it's just a wonderful pick in the 6th season. I got to take Party Horse. That is the epitome of regular show. I love it. It's absolutely incredible. And it's kind of crazy that it went down this low, but I think there's just so many better ones that it had to fit in here. But it definitely deserves a spot on the team.
And definitely say this last two for me is definitely tough. I think either way, I think the West Coast is going to have an outrage, or the East Coast is going to have an outrage with one of these two. I leave out. But I think I'm just going to go with me a little bit more. I'm going to go with Benson Soup as my last
wonderful.
Pick.
That was my 6th.
And I think it's, in particular, the East Coast is going to go ballistic that we didn't put the birthday cake special on here. I think Benson Soup's just better in every way. It's Benson. It's almost sad in a way, the episode, because it's almost like he loses his respect that he had with other people for a little bit because he didn't have that suit. And man, what a suit that was! I wish I could have that suit. And just
I will tell you, it made his butt look incredible.
Okay, moving on. Let's
you remember the part.
Let's see me lose a coin toss yet again. They call me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Pick something and then just pick the opposite of that.
Wait, that didn't make any sense. I meant to say the Buffalo Bills. My bad.
Make your pick.
Heads.
Okay, your pick is tails. So do you want to take the first pick or the second pick you had there, heads or tails?
I mean, it's just heads or tails. I'm just going to go with heads again.
It is heads. There you go.
Oh, wow. My luck is insane. Guess what? This is probably the this is a hard one to pick for the first one. I'm not going to lie.
I think it was a very easy one, actually.
You think so? I don't know. I think from my office, from my end, I think it's pretty tough. We have a season 7 debate a lot. Just kind of which one we should go with. But I think I'm going to go a little bit basic on this one, play it a little safe. I'm going to go with the Lunch Club.
Oh, wow. Wow, you left a wide open spot for me.
Really?
Me and Zach Garrison were actually just talking. My assistant, Zach, you remember him, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we were just talking. The fact that Graduation was not picked here, the number one spot.
Like you said,
I think the dynamic here between both Mordecai and Rigby and the jealousy we see with Mordecai there, and then also ending it with them shooting off into space. Just a wonderful episode. And it really ties a lot of things together, a lot of strings.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's just great to see Rigby finally graduate.
I had a little bit of a podcast episode with my with an audience once, but we were talking how it just reminds us of season 8, which we're not too big of a fan of. But the Lunch Club has a dynamic that we never see in regular show, the dynamic between Benson and Rigby, and something that we never ever get to see. And it's so special, and it's done so well. And there's so many things about this episode that we all adore. And I think it was pretty easy for me to take that at one. And I think the hype around it is insane, and I don't understand the black. I think it might be a 1A, 1B situation. I think both these episodes are fantastic.
Ah, man. Well, I'll tell you what my second pick is there. It's in my top.
Wait. Hold up. You're so used to going first. It's my turn, buddy.
Oh, word. Never mind.
So I'm gonna go. This one is also pretty tough. I think I know which one you're gonna go with, but I'm gonna go ahead and avoid it
You
for
don't want to
now.
snipe it? You don't want to snipe it?
It's not worth the snipe
Come
to be honest.
on.
It's not worth the snipe. I'm gonna go with Guys Night 2.
Oh, I think that's an L pick. I
I
never
don't
liked
think
that
that's an L
episode.
pick. I
I
love
never
this
liked it.
episode.
I never
I
liked it.
am me in the office here, me and in the crew, we all love Thomas. And when he came back, it was a wonderful episode. And this is one of the best. This is one of the best episodes with probably most of the characters involved in it. And it's just like all the characters, all the guys are involved. It is a fantastic episode.
I can respect the pick though, just never one of my personal favorites. I have to take one of my personal favorites. It's probably top 3 for me of all time. I got to take Donut Factory Holiday.
I predicted the
Iconic.
snipe. It's not worth the snipe. I absolutely do not think it's worth the snipe.
I 100%. I think it's iconic. I understand why
it's a very good
like
episode, but it's not worth the snipe.
I understand if you think it is way lower in the season, but I think it's iconic to me. I just think the idea of Donut Factory Holiday and the idea of people that have their favorite worst movie, it's very relatable to myself, and I think that's a wonderful pick on my end.
I agree.
There.
The analysts will go crazy for this whole draft because I don't think they like season 7 too much, but they're still gonna be mad at us anyways because they probably want us to take cat videos at number 1. So and we don't respect those people.
Worst episode of all.
We don't respect those people. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is a pretty safe pick. I'm gonna go with the chili cook-off. And we see the rage cam pop up for the first time as we see Eric getting very mad because I sniped chili cook-off from him. And what a snipe that was. Like I said before, the Donut Factory Holiday was not worth the snipe. This was worth the snipe. I'm very happy with this pick. And he is going to collect himself because that was an absolute embarrassment. And that's probably going to be all over ESPN the next day.
What a terrible moment here we have. Okay, we're going to have to bounce back. We're going to play what we have here. And
he's leaving again because he is very mad.
We got to keep moving on. I'm taking Sleep Cycle next.
ESPN, eat your heart outs next tomorrow.
I think Sleep Cycle's got to go up here. Sleep Cycle's very
good episode. Very underrated.
Very 100% underrated. I think my favorite part of the episode is when he's trying to fall asleep watching the bug pinning. I think it's so get back over here, you sleepy monarch. It's just the coffee is incredible that they drink it. Yep. It's just an all around great episode.
I will say I think season 7 has the best Benson episodes, and I think this is where Benson was the best, except for cat videos. But I'm gonna
Nobody likes cat videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Parky Awards. I love this episode.
I agree. That's a great pick.
I think this is probably I could have taken this a little bit earlier, but still a fantastic episode.
I am going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm going to take Jablonski.
I like that one. I like that pick. I respect that pick a lot. I think it's a very underrated pick. So,
is this your final pick here?
I don't think people will be too happy with that pick, but yeah, there's not a lot here, man. Like it's tough out here, but I think I'm gonna go with probably one of the most regular show episodes of regular show. I'm gonna go with Benson's Pig.
Wonderful episode, wonderful pick there. I know most of the farming community will agree that this is a great episode.
Yeah.
You'll probably get a couple more upvotes in the next chairman meeting from the different states there. I can definitely see that happening because of that.
Now
pick,
we
honestly.
move on to the season that nobody really cares.
Hey!
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm so used to going second. My bad.
I'm gonna take another great. I love Rigby. I gotta take another great Rigby episode. Rigby Goes to Prom. It's an absolutely incredible episode. But anyway,
putting that one in there.
With that being said, heads or tails?
Heads.
Why do you? Okay.
You got first again, didn't you?
No, you got it.
Okay. So I think this is the most clear-cut first pick in probably the entire draft. And it's no surprise it is the final episode in regular show.
I cried.
I cried too. We all did. And if you didn't cry and you are embarrassed,
you're not a man.
You're not a man. And what an episode. What a way to conclude this. Like, we're sad that it's over, but it was a fantastic conclusion. And
you want me to be fully, this is it. I'm going to be fully honest and vulnerable. If I ever need to get a good cry out, I listen to Heroes in the car. Because we could be heroes.
You indeed did listen to it after you
Just for one
graduated.
day.
I don't know if you cried, but
I didn't cry. I just had my windows down and I was singing it.
Yeah.
I did not cry
But
that time.
the most clear cut first overall pick in probably this entire draft. It's got to be that. And I think it pretty much solidifies the draft for anybody.
I think the rest of this episode's gonna go fast now. This is probably an easy second. I'm taking Final Battle Part 1. I just you know it ties into the final one, so at least I'm touching the best episode.
No, say at least you're. I mean, it's the second best episode in the season, but yeah. So I'm gonna go with another Muscle Man centric episode. I'm gonna go with Ugly Moons.
Ugly Moons is great. It's definitely one of my picks
Fantastic
here.
episode.
I'm taking Welcome to Space. One where they are kind of getting introduced onto the space tree.
And Benson has a super sad scene with Benson.
Yeah,
very sad
I think that's a great pick there.
I had that one pretty high up as well, but I think I'm going to counteract and go with the Christmas special for this season.
Wonderful episode, but I think you're missing out on another great emotional episode. Really? Great story episode. I got to take Ice Tape.
I did think about taking that. I was going to take that next, but
that's a really good episode, actually.
The Christmas special is really like one of the true last specials, non-ending one, of course, and I think that's why it makes it a little bit more special in that regard and make it a little bit more memorable. I think so.
I can agree.
I'm gonna go with another very good one. I'm gonna go with One Space Day at a Time.
Oh, wonderful episode.
Where they first enter into space, they're all panicking. Fantastic episode.
I gotta bounce back off that one here with taking Operation Hear No Evil.
That one was pretty high up there for me as well. Love that episode.
That one's a funny one and
very
it's relatable. Yeah,
very
relatable. A very relatable episode. So I think the analysts will be happy with that pick.
So is this my last pick?
Yeah, this is your last pick here, man.
So I'm gonna go with again the beginning part of season beginning part of season 8 reigns supreme here. I'm going with Cool Robots. Great
episode. That's another great one. I kind of am gonna bounce back off here with, you know what, I'm throwing a crazy right hook here or curveball, if you will. I'm taking New Beds. I think the concept for that one's funny. Them getting lost in IKEA, getting hunted by a bounty hunter. I think it's very funny.
Very regular show.
It's just a good episode, kind of in the middle of some not as good episodes. But that concludes
it. And then I know draft. At the end of the day, there's some shots fired. This is all in love. This is all professional in due time. We respect each other so much in this industry, but there's shots going to be fired. I think the most things if anything, we're going to be able to bond because we're going to get so much hate from the critics and the analysts. And they don't know what they're talking about. I really don't think they know what they're talking about. And I think
we're the people. I mean, we both graduated Harvard with doctorates in regular show. And I think it's very valuable to note that and remember that we are the bona fide experts. There may be people that have personal opinions, but going to school for this really opened my eyes, especially going there for as long as we did. It's really opened up some opportunities here. And I think my office is happy with my picks. If not, I'm going to probably get it from some of my employees in the morning. But I think my division's going to be okay. And I think we're going to have a thriving season here with these new additions to our teams.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it was great picks on both of our ends. I think my office will be pretty happy. I'm not looking forward to the emails from the analysts tomorrow, but I'll deal with them.
It is what it is. Either way,
a lot of them have some bad takes anyways. So
either way, we're making our money, so we will be able to afford our rent.
Yes, we will.